Live from Soho, New York City, the wearable electronics capital of the world. It's Wearable Electronics with Becky Stern.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's September 30th.
Yes.
Say hello to Phil. We haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back.
I'm here.
We switch co-hosts every week, but we always talk about wearable electronics live.
I just have a Colin costume. I have a Jessica costume. I'm the master of disguise.
Master of disguise. What's on today's show, Phil?
I'm glad you asked. See if I'm a little rusty, if I can still operate the show. First up, Wearable Wednesday.
We have Maker Faire video interviews and more.
What are you wearing?
A new wearable I got. It's for posture and activity sensing, and I'll tell you what I think of it.
Do I have to sit up straight when you tell me about it?
Yeah.
I'll do that. All right, tools we love.
We're going to talk to you about Adafruit IO and debut a fun video. It's me and Tony DeCola data logging wearables to the internet.
Okay. Question and answers. You've got questions, Becky has answers.
If you have any wearable electronics questions, you can post them up anytime during the show in the show chat or the comments later on any YouTube video or on Twitter or Google Plus or the Adafruit blog, and I'll round them up and queue them up for next week, which will make you eligible to win the show's giveaway, which this week is a copy of Getting Started with Adafruit Flora by me and Tyler Cooper.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, we have a bunch of stuff.
We have a really packed show tonight. I know you say that on Ask an Engineer every time, but we don't always have a packed show. We have a packed show today.
It's true. Let's pay some bills first.
IoT Wearables is the code, everybody.
Yeah,
Get 10% off your whole order. Everything except gift certificates and software, all through tonight until 11:59 p.m.
Yeah. Okay. So first up, it's been a massive wearables week.
Yeah.
I would say.
Every week is a massive wearables week.
Yeah. Want to kick it off with Wearable
Sure.
Wednesday? Okay.
Wearable Wednesday is our feature on the blog every Wednesday where we show you customer projects and wearables news and all that stuff. And I'm going to share with you some of my favorite posts from this week. This is the Cinderella Dream Dress. It's by the Vasquez family. Mom and son Julio made this for sister Sylvia for a dance. It's got NeoPixels and a Gemma, I think. I'm not sure what the microcontroller is. And yeah, worked on it as a family project. It looks super amazing, so nice job.
Okay.
This is a snowflake, 3D printed snowflake necklace by Scott Meador, and it's got a Gemma and a bunch of Flora NeoPixels inside, and you can see it's powered by that LiPoly battery, and he says he made it with, 3D printed it with Maker Gear M2, and all his parts are from Adafruit.
This is nice.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. You could be a good tree topper also.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this. Oh, there's the insides. Yeah,
Yeah.
queued up a separate clip for the insides.
This
Nice
is neat.
looking.
I really like how people are utilizing 3D printers for enclosures because this is a cool project. Really kind of challenging if you don't have an enclosure because you just I like the aesthetic of just like a blob of wires and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's kind of
I
like
do
my
too.
life.
Well, you saw my tiara. I like to get artsy with
Yeah.
the wires, but this is a really nice way to do the diffusion and the enclosure in one. You can papercraft. What's nice about translucent stuff like this is you can go with a lot of different materials, and if 3D printing is in your wheelhouse, then use it. It's really fun. Nice job. Next up, we have a report in from Leslie, who attended the Open Hardware Summit last weekend in Philadelphia, and she wanted to post up about her the Parallax badges that are hackable and have. She wrote a big post about it on the blog, and was very excited that Ken Gracie himself from Parallax was handing out badges for the conference and described some of the functions of the LEDs and the IR stuff. So if you go to the next slide, it plays a zombie game where you can choose to be a survivor or a zombie, and then over IR you can attack other people's badges, attack or heal or infect.
That's cool.
A fun game to play with the badges. Then we go into the dancing coat.
It's finally fall.
It's finally jacket weather, everybody.
It's finally fall. Today, I bought an umbrella a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Did you get to use it today?
Yeah, finally.
Your skull umbrella?
Yeah, it has a skull on it. And as soon as I bought it, that's when it stopped raining. And but now we're getting a hurricane and everything's going to work out.
Sure. I wore my galoshes today, but it was a little too humid for my raincoat. Anyway, this is a fuzzy dancing jacket that has NeoPixels and a Gemma inside in it, or maybe a Flora. Shoot, I didn't take good notes on this one. And it's got a light sensor, motion sensor, and a capacitive touch conductive fabric inside the sleeves, so you can while you're at the, I'm assuming the club, you can change the animation patterns or make it motion sensitive or light sensitive.
It uses one of the family of Adafruit wearables.
I think it's definitely a Flora. I remember because the video has the construction stuff before the demo. So definitely, if you want to watch the full video, go check it out on the blog. Nice job.
And then big ol' Maker Faire week.
Big old Maker Faire week.
This is
I
what's
mean,
been going on.
people ask me how Maker Faire was. I'm like, it was good. Like, I've been to so many now that it's hard to like have any objectivity about it at all. But it was a good time. Noe and Pedro were in town. Tony DiColo was in town.
Yeah, Todd Treese was in. Yep. A lot of the Adafruit crew went. Lady and I went. I have to say, out of all of the Maker Faires, and I think I've been to almost all of them, certainly the ones in the U.S., this one was the best organized, I think, and because it's chaos. You know, you have hundreds of makers and tens of thousands of people in Bay Area, or hundreds of thousands of people. So it was pretty good as far as like I needed to get to a bunch of different things and places. Everyone was where they were going to be. A lot of things that were scheduled were on time. So I was impressed.
It was good. It was easy to find. I mean, but I know my way around that grounds now by now too. So, but anyway, it was a fun time. I met up with Wearable superfan Abby. Shout out if you're watching. She showed me her Wearable Wednesday dance, and I was very impressed. It was really great to meet all of the Adafruit fans and their families and say hello to everybody. So thanks.
You did a talk.
Hi. I did a talk about the Getting Started with Adafruit Flora book by me and Tyler Cooper, and I showed off some of the projects from the book and some other projects people could make, and gave a plug for this show. So if you saw my talk and now you're watching, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, we had a lot of people who really liked the weekly show, so I guess we should keep doing this.
Yeah, and as Phil said, like, oh, people actually watch. You guys are like a number on a screen sometimes, and then like it's really nice to meet you in person.
We see the views, but like a lot of the times. You don't like no one says nice things on comments. Like this was a very nice show. Like it's usually like It's
true. The ratio of positive comments to negative comments isn't indicative of the general impression.
But in person, like people like I watch every single week.
Yeah.
A lot of people have like a Chromecast. They watch it on their TVs with their families.
That's awesome.
So I'm glad I don't. I'm glad that Lamar and I don't curse and drink as much on the show.
Well, likewise. But it was really fun, and I signed books in the Maker Shed for a little while. So. Thanks for stopping by if you did. Super fun. And then, so that's my segue into some Maker Faire projects that I wanted to talk to you guys about, right? This first one is by Kyun Kim, and it's called Revolution, and it's like this cool costume thing. So here's a picture of her wearing it. On the mannequin, I think it's a little bit harder to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
It's brainwave controlled, and so like the animations and the movements of these arms are controlled with her, like one of these NeuroSky headsets or what have you. And so that was really beautiful, like sculptural, wearable, fashion-y art piece.
What's on the Maker Faires in the fall is on the runway, the upcoming
the following fall.
Like we've seen this happen like each year. Interesting side note. So tons of 3D printers, lots of different 3D printers, lots of different 3D printing. However, it wasn't the focus of Maker Faire. Where some previous Maker
years
Fairs,
it was
like all 3D printers. All 3D
well,
printers.
I was happy. They always have this dark room, right? In the upstairs of the Hall of Science, and they keep it because it doesn't have any windows, and they put a lot of LED projects in there, and they keep the lights dark so that everybody can. I was last year they didn't have any wearables in there. They only had there was
a lot of wearables.
LED. Well, the wearables were at Maker Faire, but they were elsewhere and mixed in with other stuff. It was I don't know. I'd love to see a wearables focused area. Although for now I will totally take the dark room with the wearables in it because it's like LED walls and LED cubes, which makes for a great photo backdrop for anything. I love the soft focus bokeh effect of LEDs.
On another side note, Internet of Things, you saw it kind of happen this year. Like there was a lot of wireless things connecting up to do things. Even Microsoft had their IoT pavilion, and Adafruit had launched the Microsoft Windows IoT. Kit together.
Well, we're doing it. We're doing more IoT projects.
Yeah, it's
anyway,
happening.
So that's Kyun Kim's. There's a post about it on the site, so you can find more information about her. And this is Jingwen Zhu, who's an ITP student at NYU, and she made this cool Bluetooth-connected, internet-connected dress. So she used some kind of like website app framework that does this kind of stuff, but she used the Flora BLE and the Flora and NeoPixel strips and conductive ribbon to get the LED, just like 3 strips of LEDs down the front. I know it looks really bright, just a little blown out in the photo, but there's like 3 LED strips, and then she could do like a geo mode where if it was if she got near an ice cream shop, it would use the Foursquare API and like light up like her favorite color strawberry for like if there's an ice cream shop nearby, and then it could do the weather of any city and just like cool visual representations of data on the dress. So nice job both on the app side and the garment construction side. You can look for a video coming up about that one. I just haven't finished it yet. And then this is Blythe Serrano. She's a 12-year-old maker in Connecticut who made some LED pet wearables, like LED cape for her dog and a light-up dog collar.
Yeah.
And we interviewed her, so we can just go to that video.
Let's go to the video.
I'm a member of the Fairfield County Makers Guild in Connecticut. Fortunately, a few of the libraries near me have maker spaces, so that's more or less how I learned. I have a cat who goes out, and I have a dog who sometimes digs under the fence, so I wanted to make sure they'd be more visible to cars at night, and also for walking them at night to make sure that everybody is more visible while we're walking. This one over here is the light-up dog jacket. It's made using a 3.7 volt lithium polymer battery, which is rechargeable, an Arduino Gemma, which is what I use to program it, and then 10 Adafruit NeoPixels, and I connected all of them with conductive thread, and I programmed it to make them fade between the different colors. The light up at night pet collar, and this one only lights up in the dark. That way you don't have to remember to turn it off during the day, because it has a photocell right here, which I use as a light sensor. So when you cover it, it lights up, and it's even brighter at night. So that was an older version of the light up at night pet collar. I ended up doing fabric instead of 3D printing because this made them very clunky and bulky and stiff, and it was hard to get it over the dog's neck. So in the end I went for fabric instead because that was softer and more like a regular collar. The only drawback to fabric is that it's not waterproof, and also it glowed more on the 3D printed one. I've tried a lot. These are just a few of the designs I've tried.
I find it really impressive how you're willing to switch materials so readily. One material didn't serve you, so you went to a completely different construction technique. Like, were you scared or apprehensive about switching between the two?
Not really. I just kind of knew I needed to make something that worked, and then when I realized the material really wasn't going to work, then yeah, I just switched to another one. One of them would be a more waterproof fabric, such as like the sort of thing that raincoats are made out of. Also trying again with a flexible filament with a new design, and also silicone, which I tried here and turned out disastrously. It has potential though, even though this is a complete mess, so I'd definitely like to try that again.
Do you have any advice for girls like you who want to get into building their own electronics?
Well, I'd say to probably find a makerspace or a library or somewhere with people who know, and then just talk to the people there about your idea and do some research and make it happen for sure.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And we're back. Talking about our stuff.
So it was really a pleasure to meet Blythe, and she's been at multiple maker fairs. Make did an interview with her last year, and it's really fun to see her project evolve. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to keeping up on that.
Okay,
Nice
and we got
work.
more. We're
Yep.
not finished.
No, we're not done. We have one more maker fair interview. This would be the spider. Well, this is the shoulder collar version of the spider dress by Anouk Wipprecht, who's a Dutch fashion tech designer. And this
Yeah.
one, like, it reads how much, like, proximity, how
Yeah.
close you are, and then it like expands to like keep you away from it. And we did a little interview. So
All right.
we'll just hop right back into
let's
a cool
roll it.
video.
Hey everybody, I'm here at Maker Faire with Anouk Wipprecht, who's a Dutch famous designer of delightful wearable couture, including that famous spider dress that comes out at ya. You're going to answer some of my questions, yeah?
Oh, yes. It's very important to me because if you look at my designs, it plays a little bit with your emotion. It gives you a psychological thrill, like especially if you look at the caress of the spider dress, or if you look at one of my other designs, Pseudomorphs is bleeding, sort of purple ink. It gives a relation to us as humans and our bodies, sort of. So I always try to design some sort of animalistic, instinctive like notions in that, and that's really important to me because I want to look at my design and feel it, sort of, so that's important. for me, it's a little bit more that I can share things, for example, with like a community, but it's also discussion points. Like you don't keep things for yourself, you know, or in companies, like you just produce it and you display it out to the world, and you get feedback on that, and like you're helping somebody, and other people, like the community, for example, can also help you. So I think that's really cool, like especially regarding to things also like Instructables, like Thingiverse, like just share it, and like you're either way, we're a producer of IDs, you know, so you just smash them into the world, and it's not that old-fashioned idea of like keeping things for yourself. So if I talk to the fashion industry, they're not really open to that, but that's a mindset that they cannot really go into because they have been rolling their machine for so many years this way. So it's really hard to get them to think differently in a way. So I think like regarding to sister interaction, so to especially like you and me are both doing like things with wearable fashion and all, not to only make things like blink and bleep, but to think a little bit further. What if your design really has a little brain? What if it can learn? What if it can really move and like really absorb, for example, your data, and like just think a little bit further than just an like pure aesthetic notion sort of. So I've been in residency at Pier 9 Autodesk last year in May, and it was really awesome for me to first of all work with software, and if I had questions I just the developers were sitting in the same building, sort of, you know, so you just walk up to them. That residency helped me really much. It was the first time that I could walk to a 3D printer. They had like Objet 500 connects, like just standing there. And it was the first time that I could design, walk up to the printer and print it out, sort of. And before, I worked with 3D printing companies where you just shipping your design and you get it back. And that really gave me a really rapid process, sort of, you know, because you made something, you printed it out, you looked at it, and you printed it again. Like regarding to design and sort of design method, sort of little methods. So I'm busy with this headpiece, sort of, just for myself, and I will put this online. I try to do it I try to do it more, but sometimes my projects are pretty complex. So you know, my Faraday cage dress, for example, and I made an Instructables out of that. Like nobody does it, but hey, maybe somebody comes away with whoa, this has been done on a waterjet. I would never made my fashion from a waterjet. So it's always about inspiring, I think. Like an Instructables is a really cool platform that you can, as an artist and as a designer, share your ideas and like motivate and inspire others, you know,
Thank you so much for answering my questions. It's a really great pleasure to get to chat with you. Mm-hmm. And next time you're in the States, please hit me up.
Yeah,
come back to Adafruit for a tour.
For sure.
Looks like a Batman. A collector.
Yeah. So Anouk's got some really cool Instructables. You should check out her site for sure, and her YouTube channel. She has a lot of videos of her really interesting couture interactive garments, including like a barbot dress and this Faraday cage outfit that there's an Instructable for, because she did a residency at Autodesk Pier 9. She's great. So keep track of her work.
We're gonna keep moving fast. IoT Wearables code, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight.
10% off your whole order.
Yeah. All right, so you got a new thing.
Oh, I got a new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to know what I think about this new thing?
Yeah. So it's a posture corrector.
This is the Lumo Lift, and I had the older version, the Lumo Back. Yeah. So I'll take it off and show it to you. So it's just the little pod and then the little magnet that holds it on, and it's got an accelerometer in it and a Bluetooth module, and it pairs with your phone. It does iOS and Android and I think Windows 7 desktop. And it tracks your steps and like tries to estimate your calorie burn, but it's mainly posture. So you put it right underneath your like collarbone on your t-shirt, and you clip it on. And then to calibrate it, you double click it, like you're sitting up straight. It just did it buzz?
Yeah.
Yep, and then now if you slouch, it takes 2 minutes, but and so my big complaint about the first one versus the one now, the first one, like it was a strap you wore around your waist and the device was at your back and it would vibrate like immediately if you started slouching.
You just like chain yourself to a chair.
It made me so irritable because I'd be like slouching and working on some electronics and then I'd be like, what? Fine. But now that it and it says in the app, like, we strongly recommend a 2-minute delay.
Right, it's a little bit of a tricorder, or a Star Trek spunk.
Yeah, a little bit.
Female?
But I actually find that it's a
Not
good
female.
spot, and it comes
Yeah.
with a bra clip, which is really cool for a wearable. No bro tech here, because it's supposed to go like right there.
Yeah.
And then even when I was wearing a backpack, it wasn't in the way. You can get different colored magnets for it. Yeah, we'll see. We're going to do a teardown, so we'll let you know
This is
what we
cool.
think of the inside. But it's a vast improvement upon their launch product,
Yeah.
what you call it, the Lumo back. This is the
I
Lumo
can see
lift.
some type of like yoga plus this, where you get into different yoga poses, and if you can get to the pose, it
Yeah.
does something. Like I could see this
It's
kind
hard for yoga because
Yeah.
it's all about very subtle alignment.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, so
pretty
here's
cool.
the promo video. It's nice. The battery lasts a really long time, so
Okay.
we'll look forward to it for a teardown later on.
Okay.
But we gotta mosey.
I'm gonna keep going. Tools of love. All right. So
Adafruit.io day.
yeah.
That's what the code is about. IoT wearables.
Yeah.
Adafruit.io is our Internet of Things cloud hosting platform / dashboard environment where you can create all kinds of custom displays and throughputs of data that are pushing from or to your DIY electronics project. Did I
Yeah.
get it right?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Well, basically, if you like if then this and Zapier,
Yeah.
and you want to make that Wi-Fi scale
Yeah.
that tweets or whatever, like you can use this, and this is made for makers.
right, so we're developing it. It's in beta right now. There's information on the site about how to get on the beta if you want to do some development. And while Tony D was in town last week, we recorded a little video about getting a Flora light sensor to data log to Adafruit.io. So
All right.
Let me just
All
watch
right.
Hey everyone, welcome to another Wearable Wednesday. Today's special guest is Tony DeCola,
Hey.
Internet of Things extraordinaire. And today we're going to learn how to hook up a light sensor on this hat to Adafruit.io using the Flora Bluefruit app. Tony, what are the parts we're going to use today?
So we'll use the Flora Bluefruit LE module, which uses a Bluetooth low energy radio to talk to a mobile phone. And then from the phone, we'll send that data to the internet to log it on a website using Adafruit IO. So show us how to do it, Becky, here. Let's see.
Yeah, you're going to be the one showing me how to do it, Tony. Yeah, so hopefully we're going to track the light sensor values over time. And so if we wear the hat inside outside, you'll be able to see that on a graph on a public-facing web page. Okay, so what's first, Tony? We have to connect the Bluefruit to the phone?
Sure, and so we need to use the application. So
I happen to have soldered a Bluefruit module into this hat already.
excellent, excellent. And you can see the lights blinking, so that means it's advertising. So if you
Okay.
run the Bluefruit app there, then that's going to list all of the devices, and click the Bluefruit app device at the top. And now there are 4 modes. You want to click the UART mode so that we can talk to the serial connection on there. And now you can see the sensor readings at the top there, and that's the light sensor values.
So it's I can tell it's connected to the phone because the blue light is on.
Exactly.
And then that number that's coming in, we've already loaded a sketch onto the Flora to read the light sensor and spit it out over the Bluetooth connection, right?
Exactly, yep.
Okay.
And so even just right now, we're wirelessly reading that sensor on the phone. But let's go further. Let's put this onto a website on the internet. So we'll turn on the MQTT mode, and that's a special protocol to send data to internet services. And we're going to use Adafruit IO, which is a service that lets you log and graph data and view it on a web page.
Okay, I clicked on the MQTT button and I got this configuration page, and we're gonna make a little guide, right, with screenshots of what the configurations should be?
Exactly.
But can you run us through quickly what these different variables are?
So there's a server we need to talk to, and you can see it's io.adafruit.com, and that's the Adafruit IO MQTT server. The publish is what data we're going to push to. So you need to set a feed, and a feed identifies the data uniquely. So your username is inside of there. You have /feeds, and then the feed name, which is the name of the sensor, so the hat light sensor.
We just
we're
made
gonna
that
send.
up, right? We just typed
Exactly.
that in there, yeah, okay. And then some other information like your Adafruit.io key, but again, we're gonna make a tutorial with screenshots of this
Yep.
stuff. So, all right, so I've got my configuration set, and then I just hit this enable button?
Exactly. Click enable, and that should connect to the MQTT server. And now you can see we're connected, so we should be sending data to the server.
It should show up automatically in our feeds page, right? So
Exactly.
I'll reload this page. There it is, hat
Exactly.
light.
So you've got the sensor data sent through the phone to the website here. And when you click that, you see the raw values, but that's not very interesting. So let's build a dashboard where we can put a graph and a chart and all kinds of things on there. So create a new dashboard and give it a good name.
Hat light sensor.
And then on the dashboard, it starts out blank, so you want to create a new block. So a block is a component on a dashboard that can show data. So how about the line chart, so we can see the data over time. And there's the hat light feed, so we can choose that feed as the data that's on the
Nice.
chart.
Next step. All right. Okay, so we just fill out the graph. So the y-axis is lux.
Yep, exactly.
We were seeing values up to like 700 or so.
Yep.
And the lowest is 0, and then whoa!
Look at that.
It's a graph of our light sensor. Okay, so if I cover it up, we're going to see it change on the phone first, and then that's relayed to the. Look at that! It's like updates really quickly.
Drop down exactly once
How
a second.
long does it take, like from this light sensor reading to get on the internet?
Almost instant. So it's going through Bluetooth Low Energy. It's a very quick protocol, very low overhead. It sends it straight to the server, and it renders it on the web page here, just almost in real time.
Cool. So you think we can like wear the hat out on lunch and then see what our values are?
Totally. You can go out, walk around, and see what the light's like.
That's awesome. Thanks so much, Tony. Like,
Excellent.
there's a million things we could do with this, right? Like, if you have ideas for cool Internet of Things wearables, you can post them in the comments and subscribe for more videos from, Tony, because he's great.
Oh, and Becky too.
Alrighty.
Cool, so I hope you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun while Tony D was in town for the week working on
Yeah, he's coming back
Adafruit IO. When?
probably during the holidays.
Great.
Ish.
Awesome.
Okay.
So we had a fun time. If you want to check out some Adafruit IO projects, you can go to the learning system. There's already 19 or so. I haven't quite finished the tutorial for that video that you just saw, so it'll be up
Yeah.
later today. And
Okay.
we still have to Zoom. We only have a few minutes for
Yeah, we're
questions.
doing good on time. IoT Wearables is a code, 10% off all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. It pays the bills here at Adafruit. And now it's time to answer some questions.
Okay.
All right, Becky, the first one is there going to be an update to the Guggen hat using Bluefruit LE Micro?
Probably not, but it's not a hard modification to make yourself, so go for it. And if you have trouble, you can post up in the forums, and our dedicated engineers will help you.
Yes.
And Phil B, who made the project, so.
Next up,
Yeah.
this is from Sean. Last week I asked about using a 12 touch cap board with Flora to make a smaller plush gamepad, which I still want to do, but I thought about making the plush wireless through either Flora BLE module or EasyKey. I'm going to skip to the rest of this. If I went wireless, would it be easier to use a battery pack holder, or could I try using a LiPo pouch and the gaffer's tape to guard it from damage? I feel like it'd be safer than battery packs. What do you think?
Yeah, so this question is a follow-up from last week. Yeah, you can use the Flora with the 12 cap touch board to give yourself more inputs, but Sean wants to go wireless, and so I would totally use the EasyKey module. And what I think you're misinterpreting about the EasyKey module is that you don't have to set up it to do key presses. That's what it does already. That's why it's called the Bluefruit EasyKey. So all you have to do is configure which button presses, like keyboard letters or characters, get sent with each when each pin goes high, and that way you don't need to figure. So that's why you would use that instead of the Bluefruit LE, the Flora BLE module, is because the EasyKey is already set up to do key presses, and you can do that with the cap touch board. You don't need an additional microcontroller, I don't think. And then for your battery pack, definitely use an alkaline pack. You can always upgrade to a LiPoly pack later, but I'm not about to tell you some advice that could potentially catch your pillow on fire.
Yeah, I knew that. All right, next up. Hey, can that be achieved with the Gemma version 2? Thanks for the great info. And they're talking about the Firewalker.
Firewalker sneakers, yeah, that's a comment on the Firewalker. Yes, why thank you for asking. In fact, recently we updated the Firewalker tutorial with a frequently asked questions video and text supplement.
Yeah.
And that is one of the frequently asked questions, so frequently, in fact, that we're planning on doing a Firewalker's revamp with Gemma and a vibration switch as a lower cost upgrade to the tutorial, and I'm going to incorporate some new techniques for making it not break the LED strip at the toe bend. So yes, you can use Gemma.
Okay. All right, next up. Dear Miss Becky, I have the cat ears, and I find the battery pack bulky and annoying. If I want to replace the battery pack with a rechargeable battery pack, such as the LiPo battery, which one would I use, or should I just not replace the battery pack at all? Also, I think I stripped off the solder pads off the NeoPixel strip that I was trying to solder. Will it still work? Thanks, Alice.
Alice, for your NeoPixel strip, if you stripped off the pads, no, you can't. You can't solder to it. You have to either sacrifice that NeoPixel and get up to the next set of solder pads, or solder from the other end if you only lost power and ground. Power and ground can come in from either side, but the data has to. Yeah. I just recently did that, strip some NeoPixel strip pads, so that's no good. And then she's talking about the Neko Mimi cat ears from NeuroSky. So that's a product that we tore down. It's not an Adafruit project. And it comes with 3 AAA batteries that it's powered by. That's 4.5 volts, so 5-ish volts. Yeah. And so if you want to replace it with a LiPoly, that's only 3.7 volts. So you might have to use something like a Power Boost, like a Power Boost 500, to get the voltage up to what it needs, but you should be able to do that with a live poly and a power boost. I don't see any problem or danger there. Should be okay.
All right, and with that, those are the questions.
Great. Okay, cool. So somebody's going to win a book, and Phil, can you pick the winner?
Oh yeah.
So if you have wearables questions, you can ask them now, or you can ask them on YouTube. You can unravel.
Okay.
And then I will, and then I'll queue it up for next week, and I'll answer your question and enter you in the giveaway then.
All right, Sean Hallen, over
Sean.
at Fritz. No, Sean.
Sean, I know that you're not going to use a Flora for your gamepad project, but now you are going to get a book about Flora, so maybe you'll use it for your next project.
Marketing.
You can email support@adafruit.com to claim your prize, and
Gonna use the Flora.
thank you for playing. Well, you
Consult
don't.
the book for which one to use. Maybe a Flora.
Maybe if you don't want the Flora book, you can give it to a friend.
Maybe Flora.
Maybe you wouldn't use a Flora.
Maybe Flora. Anyways. All right, well, that's the show this week. Don't forget the code all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, IoT wearables.
You can get 10% off your whole order, everything but gifts certificates and software. Other things to remind you of, the Adafruit Wearables Tips newsletter at adafruitdaily.com.
It's working out.
Every day, every weekday, new wearables tip.
Yeah.
Sign up, adafruitdaily.com. We won't spam you, promise. Then later tonight is show and tell, so if you have a project to show, you can go to the Google Plus event announcement, and RSVP will add you to the circle, and you'll be invited tonight and every Wednesday night at 7:30 for the show and tell hangout on Google Plus.
Yeah.
Immediately followed by Ask an Engineer right here on YouTube and Ustream with Mr. Lady Ada and Mrs. Lady Ada.
And then tomorrow.
Tomorrow is 3D Thursday all day long, and Noe and Pedro post up a new project and host a show about 3D printing with CAD, customer projects, materials, all kinds of. It's just like the show, but about 3D printing.
Yeah.
And they're great, so that'll be tomorrow on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? It's free and lets you know when we live broadcast and when we upload new videos.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching.
We're going
I'll
on
be
a cool
back again
thing
next
with
week.
Adafruit IO, where when we post up a video, you get like a cool notification, something lights up and all that. It's using Adafruit IO and RSS stuff, and if then this, that, and Zapier, it's cool.
Yeah, okay, so we'll do that. Like the Adafruit just uploaded a new video light.
Yeah, we can do that.
Cool. All right, great. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you again next week.
All right, bye-bye.
Happy Wearable Wednesday.